All right, welcome to the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft. We have our lovely analysts here, and as you guys join, I'm going to get to them in a second, but we need to go over what's going on. So we have the All-Star game on its own night this year, Wednesday, August 22nd. The game will be at 9 o'clock. We'll have a dunk contest at 8 o'clock, and the three-point contest at 8:30. I am Joey Zacco. We are joined by Brian Heston, Tyler Cruz, and Gino Forti from the Low Post.
Low Post Podcast.
Low Post Podcast. Yeah, that's what I said. And you guys have a podcast this week.
Yes, we do.
Breaking down some of the semis, so look out for that. Semifinals going down in just under an hour now here at the Johnson Rec Center. We have our two captains for this year, Randy Butler and Tyler Barbosa. We had such a fun time breaking up Lob City last year with our two captains that I figured we would do it again with a different team, try to cause some rifts among another team in the league. It clearly worked for Lob City. They only won the title last year after splitting them up. So we'll see what happens. Maybe next season for you guys. So we're going to draft the teams. They are already on each other's team. So two of the All-Stars are revealed. Randy Butler is on his own team. Tyler Barbosa starts on his team as well. They're going to be drafting from all the All-Stars, so we're going to reveal them as we go along. And then we're going to break down every team, along the way as they're selected as well. So guys, your first time being captain for each of you. We'll start with you. What are you looking for strategy-wise? I mean, you've seen the list. Don't reveal anything. But what are you looking for strategy-wise to build your team?
For me to build my team, I'm looking for people who want to play ball, who can play defense, aggressive in the paint, and can get the ball out and run with me.
There you go. And so, Tyler, you've played in this game before, so you kind of know what to look for, but now you're a captain. And so what are you looking to do as the captain to build your team?
I'm just going to get a lot of length, a lot of shooters, get out and run, and let that thing fly.
All right. So it sounds like we'll have a track meet and a basketball game when this goes down on Wednesday the 22nd. So let's start with our coin toss, and we'll start with that. And so we'll let Tyler call this in the air. The winner gets first pick, and then we're going to go back and forth, 1, 1, 1, 1, until everyone's selected. And so you can call it in the air. Let it bounce. Good for TV. It is tails. And so Tyler will have the first pick. All right, so you guys can head back over that way. Team Barbosa is on the clock. And so, guys, we'll send it over to you guys, kind of get us ready for that first pick and kind of what you're expecting from the draft.
So we'll waste no time with introductions here. And with the first pick, if you guys were captains, who would you take if you were in Team Barbosa? Tyler Barbosa's chair.
If I'm Barbosa, I'm taking Stitchell probably. I think he's probably the most all-around player and also best suited for this game. He can shoot the three really well, he can dunk really well, so pretty good pick to take him first, I would say.
Gino?
I'm thinking Stitchell too. I feel like he's the one that everybody wants to see the most in this game, see what he can bring out, see some flashy stuff out of him. So I'm thinking Stitchell.
And I can see an argument for Stitchell as well, but I could also see Cody Crawford. He's been in two All-Star games. Pretty sure he's 2-0 in the All-Star games, was a captain last year, most efficient scorer in the league, so I could see him as the first pick as well. But Nate Stitchell, easily a viable pick if you're trying to build a team. He can pass the ball, he can rebound, he can get out and run, he can really do it all. And with that, the first pick is in, so we will kick it over to the commish.
Yeah, the best part of this is me announcing every pick the same way. So here we go with the first pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft. Team Barbosa does select Nate Stitchell from Boom Shakalaka. So as you guys predicted, Nate the first off the board, and his game really fits the All-Star kind of style of play, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, he is probably the biggest star we have in the league. You've seen his dunks that go from his hip over his head. You see his steals, his defense. He's quick, he can shoot. So no surprise there with the first pick. You guys both selected it. And to try to build a team, like I said, a great player to build around. But now, Team Butler on the clock. You have Stitchell off the clock. If you're Randy, who are you going to select to try to build a team?
Don't Cody.
Yeah, Cody.
Him and Nate, I think, go at it. It's interchangeable who's going to take the number one pick, so since Stitchell's gone, it's got to be Cody.
All right, with that, we'll reveal it.
Yeah, so with the second pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Butler selects Cody Crawford from Lob City, so the first member of Lob City selected, and Cody's off the board.
Yeah, and the two best offensive players in the league arguably are now off the board. We'll see if maybe they go defense next, but Cody, he has it all, 29.1 points a game, very efficient shooter from deep, and he can get the ball around, he can assist, you can tell he's used to playing with stars, and he's just a great overall player. So with that, you have Tyler Barbosa and Nate Stitchell on one team, Randy Butler and Cody Crawford on the other team, and we'll reveal Barbosa's next pick right away.
Yeah, and so with the third pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Barbosa selects Brian Heston of the Werewolves, so the first Werewolf gone. And this is when it gets fun. You get to break down your own selection. So congratulations, Brian.
It's a great
and,
pick.
Tyler. Yeah, great pick. Yeah, he approves over there, that's for sure.
We don't have a champagne bottle under the table to pop, but congratulations, you've been selected. What do you have to say about yourself? What can you add to the team with Barbosa and Stitchell?
I was going to say that Barbosa needed to get someone bigger after picking Stitchell. So it's good to have me because I think they can play defense on anyone, but also isn't really about defense, but I like to just push the pace and stuff. So, and I am 2-0 in the All-Star game, so.
You are true. You were the All-Star game MVP last
year.
Jack had it to do it again. Gino?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing with Brian all my life. It definitely adds some length, some athleticism to the team, and catch some lobs, maybe even chuck up some threes. When he's on, and he's tough to stop.
Awesome. We'll check out Randy's pick now.
All right, so with the fourth pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Butler selects Jared Hansen of the Halfway Crooks. So we're going to get to ask the captains after this kind of why they picked, who they picked, and what they think of their team at the end of the draft. And we can break this one down as Butler just played Hansen last week.
Yeah, and Hansen, one of the most talented players in the league. Really the face of the Halfway Crooks, no offense to Joey, but you've seen the clutch gene time and time again this season. He has shown that he can compete, he can execute when it matters most, and he goes along with Cody Crawford and Randy Butler very well. How do you see him fitting into that team?
Jared Hansen's a really solid player. He's efficient. He can hit his free throws. He can hit his threes. I mean, over the past couple seasons, he's really lighting up from three. His take to the hole is insanely strong. So I think with him and Cody out there, it'd be pretty tough to stop on both ends.
Yeah, one thing I have to say about Hansen is he is a very high IQ player. He can add that to any team he's on. And we'll get to the next pick now.
Yeah, so we're already on the fifth pick, and then we're going to recap some of these teams. So, with the fifth pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Barbosa selects Greg Holt from Lob City. So the first two teammates selected are from Lob City as Holt joins Team Barbosa.
And with that, that'll select Barbosa's starting lineup, hopefully. Now he has 4 players, himself, Greg Holt, Nate Stitchell, and Brian Heston. So a pretty decent starting lineup. What do you see from them, or from you guys?
That's a good 4 to start out with. And I think, it's a lot of speed, a lot of shooting, so it could be pretty deadly too, to be honest.
Yeah, and Holt, very used to playing with stars. We saw he had 17 assists in one game this year, league leader in assists. So how do you think his passing mindset has?
I think it's going to be pretty cool seeing him dish the ball to other players other than Cody and Vic, of course. But him tossing the ball to Nate or to Brian or to even to Ty for 3, I think that's going to be a great look.
Awesome. We'll cap off Randy's starting lineup now with the 6th pick.
Yeah, so with the 6th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Butler selects Sergio, let me get his last name right, DeLomba from the Bucket Chasers. And so the first member of the Bucket Chasers selected here as we're getting some of the teams showing. So each team has 4 players and made 3 picks if you want to recap who's on what team to this point and break down that last pick.
All right, so with Barbosa's team, as we mentioned, he has Greg Holt, Nate Stitchell, Brian Heston, Tyler Barbosa, Randy Butler with himself, Jared Hansen, Cody Crawford, and now Sergio DeLomba. How do you think this starting lineup matches up with the one that we had just talked about?
I think that was definitely a move to try and combat that starting lineup because Sergio's a good defensive guard. And right now, Ty had Holt and Stitchell, so we need someone on defense to guard one of those guys. So I like the pick. And Sergio shoots the ball really well too. So it's a good pick.
Yeah, and Sergio along with Cody, you're a 3-point shooter. If they can both get hot, they can put up points in a hurry. So a very good strategic pick there with Randy, and we'll go with Barbosa's first reserve. We'll get that.
Yeah, so with the 7th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Barbosa selects Trevor D'Amico of Boom Shakalaka. So I believe he was in the All-Star game 2 seasons ago. Took a season off. It's hard to be in the All-Star game when you're not in the league. And as he returns to the league, he's back in the All-Star game on Team Barbosa.
Yeah, and he definitely adds size to the team just as you did. And a great player. He knows he can play with Stitchell very well, so Barbosa has that duo right there. What do you see D'Amico adding to the All-Star game?
D'Amico is high-flying. He'll take it in on anyone, and him playing with Nate just makes it even better. They're both going to attack the rim, and when they're not, they're going to dish it out for 3. So.
Yeah, that's just another option that they have on offense that can really finish over anybody in the league.
Yeah, it's a good pick because there's not really a ton of big men in this draft. So if you get one of him to to get him too, it's a pretty good pick. So,
Awesome.
I like
And we'll
it.
get the 8th pick of the draft right here from Joey Zacco.
Here we go with the 8th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft. We have Team Butler selecting Gino Forti. So, Tyler Cruz, maybe you're next in the draft. Who knows? We're going to draft the whole panel. But Gino Forti does go next, and he joins Team Butler.
Well, you just said, Chuck, it's hard to make the All-Star team when you don't play in the season.
That's right.
But we'll see. Congratulations, Gino. What do you see yourself adding to Team Butler already with Randy, Cody Crawford, Jared Hansen, and Sergio?
I want to see the floor. I mean, we're guard heavy right now, so I think we're going to have really good court vision, and I want to take the ball strong. And when they start guarding that, we're all going to light it up from three.
Yeah, and with a guard-heavy team, what can that really do in an All-Star game?
It's good to have guards because it's a fast-paced game, and Gino's got plenty of stamina. He plays like 35 minutes game for us, so yeah, I mean, it's a good pick. I can't wait to block Gino. So.
Oh, we got a little analyst action. Should be great to see.
I like being against Gino because
Looks like
it's the only time he gets to play against Gino.
Team Butler's going to be running the floor a little bit, so we'll go with Team Barbosa for the 9th overall pick in the draft.
Yep, and so with the 9th pick in the draft, Team Barbosa selects Mike Palumbo of Lob City, so the first team with 3 people from it, and he joins Team Barbosa, 9th overall.
Yeah, and Palumbo joins his buddy Greg Holt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've been playing together for a while, so that brings chemistry there. But
Yep.
he's just talented on both sides of the ball, and I can see him adding a lot playing with Stitchell after guarding him. That should be really fun to watch. There are a lot of storylines with
Yeah.
Palumbo being in the All-Star game.
Another good shooter, another good guard. So I really like the way Tyler's drafting right now. Got size, good guards, good shooters. So it's gonna be a good team.
Yeah, Palumbo. I mean, he's another very efficient player. It's going to be interesting to see the rookie out there. So.
Yeah, and no surprise that Lob City's the first team with 3 players, but we'll get to the 10th overall pick in the draft right now.
Yeah, and we're cruising. So with the 10th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Butler selects Lucas Martin of Boom Shakalaka. So Lob City with 3 people, and now Boom Shakalaka as well with 3 representatives in this year's draft. So if you want to recap those teams again, we do have 4 players left to be selected from this point, so you can break down who's on what team so far.
Awesome. And Tyler Barbosa's team will go with himself, Greg Holt, Nate Stitchell, Brian Heston, Trevor D'Amico, and Michael Palumbo. Team Butler will counter with Randy Butler, Jared Hansen, Cody Crawford, Sergio DeLomba, Gino Forte, and Lucas Martin. So Gino, as you said, very guard-heavy team, and Randy completely ignores you and drafts another guard, pure guard.
I mean, I'm liking it so far. I'm a shooter. I like to see other shooters shoot. And we got a lot of strong takes. I think we can make stuff happen in there too. Randy takes the ball strong. He's one of the strongest players down in the hole, so it'll be really interesting.
I think we're gonna break the record for 3 shot in this game because I feel like every person that's getting drafted, I keep saying he's a good shooter. So,
Yeah. Especially
same with Lucas Martin, he's a great shooter. So.
Especially with Team Butler, he's already got
Yeah,
Cody Crawford, he's already got Gino, he's already got
Yeah.
Lucas Martin. So we'll
Those
see
are 3 of
what
the top shooters in the league,
Team
so.
Barbosa draws up next. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
So, Gino was saying he likes the picks. I mean, he better be ready to play center
Yeah.
at the rate we're going. And so with the 11th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Barbosa, who's just hoarding big men at this point, Coach Joey Coro from the Wild Hogs. And like I said, Gino, big boy pants, you got to pull up the socks. You better get ready to be playing down low in this
I'm ready.
one. Coro joins Barbosa.
You know how a lot of guys grabbing boards, they really aren't comfortable grabbing boards here. But Joey Coro, with you, with Trevor D'Amico, that's just a very dominant inside presence.
Yeah.
And that's what you love in the All-Star game. You got the 3 best big men on the same team.
Yeah, Joey Bones. Sorry, Brian.
Right.
Joey Bones is another high flyer. He might be the highest flyer out there. His arms extends to the ceiling. So it'll be really, really cool. Yeah, he showed off a lot of good stuff last year. So.
Yeah, if I remember the All-Star
he's
game
a good
last
All-Star pick because his game thrives in like the All-Star environment. So everyone just throws it up there, he'll just find it and bring it down.
And
And also, it's a big miss for Randy to not take him because Barbosa's just getting every big man right now. So we'll see where Randy goes now.
It's like a chess game here, so we'll kick it back to the commish with the 12th overall pick.
Yeah, so with the 12th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Butler selects Mike Banderi of the Wild Hogs. So I believe the teammates just went back-to-back, 2 Wild Hogs there, but Banderi joins Butler, and now our 2 players remaining. And so if you want to recap the teams, we're going to announce the last 2, break those down, and we'll get the captains over here. So the captains are joining the show shortly.
Awesome, and Bandieri joins Lucas Martin, Gino Forte, Sergio DeLomba, Cody Crawford, Jared Hansen, and Randy Butler for Team Butler, while Barbosa has himself, Greg Holt, Nate Stitchell, Brian Heston, Trevor D'Amico, Michael Palumbo, and now Joey Coro. So Mikey, technically a guard, but what can't he do out there on the floor? Really, he just brings it all to a team.
He does everything, so he's a good pick too. Cause he's a good rebounder. He's got 10 rebounds a game. So yeah, he'll get down there, he'll grab a bunch of boards, and then he'll just get the ball up there to the guards and let him shoot the ball. He'll shoot too. He can shoot from half court if he wants to. So.
I suppose we'll see a lot of half court shots from him, but 1 or 2 players with a double-double on their average in the league. What do you see him bringing to the table?
I mean, it's a great all-star pick again. Mikey's all over the floor. He's aggressive. He's 110% throughout the whole game. So when he's on, he's shooting from anywhere, and you can't overcommit on him because he'll go right by him and take it to the hole too.
Exactly. So now we will kick it to Joey with the final 2 picks in the draft.
It's almost over. You guys did such a good job. So fast, it flies by. So, in spoiler cruise, you're not one of the last 2 selected, unfortunately. So, with the 13th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, Team Barbosa selects Dan Kennedy of Shake and Bake. And so we have some disbelief on the panel. We'll get to them in a second. And that means with the 14th pick in the Summer 18 Rhode Island All-Star Draft, and the last pick, not Mr. Irrelevant by any means, but it is Henry Goncalves of the Bucket Chasers. He joins Team Butler. And so you guys have the full team. We're going to cut to you guys. You can recap the full roster now for our All-Star game, and we'll bring the captains in shortly.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's smart at this point to have that many bigs on the floor and on your team, but Dan Kennedy goes to Barbosa, leaving Henry Goncalves to Team Butler. And Henry, I think, is a very good player to add to a team, especially in the All-Star draft. He can add some high-flying action. He's very aggressive on offense and defense. What do you think him and Kennedy add to these teams?
Henry, I'm glad he gets to play with Sergio. So he gets to play with Buddy. And then I feel like Kennedy, I'm glad for him to be on a good team because he hasn't really had much success. So I hope we can bring some success his way. And I think it'll be fun to play with him because I think he'll kind of play more like freely. I feel like he felt like he has to do everything for Shake and Bake. Now he can just kind of play his own game and do well.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Henry and Kennedy, I think they're both big defensive presences. It's tough to get by both of them, and even if you get by someone like Kennedy, they'll swat it in. So.
Awesome. And we're now joined by the captain. So I'll start with you, Tyler. I have a few questions.
Yeah.
How are you going to get time for all these big men? You have Dan Kennedy, Joey Coro, Trevor D'Amico, Brian Heston. There's a lot of bigs roaming the floor.
Well, just because they're big, I'm a big believer in positionless basketball. So we can throw 3 big dudes out there. I know Brian can handle the ball. I know Trevor can handle the ball. Coro can handle the ball a little bit. So I think we'll be fine. We'll get up and down, shoot a lot of threes.
So obviously you'll have the rebounding advantage, but what happens when Randy's guard-heavy team starts running the floor and you do have the 3 bigs out there, like you said?
I think our bigs are quick enough to get back. I think they'll get back in transition. I think it'll be good. Should be a good game.
Randy, you're obviously your team's oversized in this. There's no doubting it. How do you look to match that?
I'm gonna play down low if I have to, but like I said, I want people who want to play, who want to get out and run. So like they seem might be bigger, but they still have to be able to keep up with all the guards I have. You know, the ball handlers and the shooters who are coming in.
Yeah, so you drafted a lot of 3-point shooters. You mentioned that. Was that a plan? You're going to try to put a lot of points up on the board. It is an all-star.
As many points as I can, and then they just have to be able. They're gonna be hitting. Someone's gonna be hot. The big men just have to. His big men have to be able to keep up with us. So if they can't, then a lot of shots are gonna be going up.
All right, so I'm done talking for now. I want to know if you guys have any questions or comments for
I have a
your
question
future
for you,
teammates.
Randy. At any point did you think you should draft a big man? As you saw Tyler just take D'Amico, then Coro, then Kennedy. You didn't think to pick any of those guys or not?
They might be bigger, but like I'll go down low too.
Yeah.
I love being physical with people. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if they're all in the paint, I get it and I kick it. And if Tyler's out there and there's 3 big men, he's gonna be like on defense by himself, 3 against 1.
It's true.
Can't guard all my bigs though. Can't guard them all.
That's right. You're right. But they have to make their shots.
Yeah, you're right.
And Barbosa, I liked all your picks. I think we'll get this stuff too.
See, I like to disagree with that. See, I like to disagree with that. See, I'm on Randy's team right now. I'm on Randy's side of this. It's chucking season. We're gonna be throwing up threes.
Hashtag.
I feel like you guys are really
From anywhere you
underestimating the
want.
amount of chuckers we have on our team.
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely a chucker. Palumbo 100%. Stitchell's gonna get his shots up.
Stitchell's gonna chuck.
Stitchell's
We
gonna
got
get
the
shots
firepower
up.
to match the 3 balls. I
Holt
think.
will find anyone to chuck threes. So yeah.
No, Heston can Kino from downtown.
Yeah,
No, I think
find
it'll
it
totally
appealing.
be interesting. It'll be interesting. It really will.
So with that being said, you guys, guard heavy team versus a big heavy team. I'm gonna ask you guys, since you were the analyst as well as you guys are playing.
Yeah.
Take yourselves out of the game for a second. Who do you think has the advantage?
I mean, I'm gonna sound biased, but I think Barbosa. Just looking at that team, I just like that team a lot better than Randy's team.
You?
I mean, I'm gonna go Barbosa, but I'm not afraid to say it because it doesn't matter. We'll come out, we'll play, we'll shoot lights out, and they won't.
Yeah, I mean, once you get into the All-Star game, anything can really happen because the first 3 quarters kind of just it'll stay close, and the fourth quarter is when everything kind of slows down. Becomes a real
We got a
game,
bunch of
so,
great players in this game. I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And with that, that is the All-Star Draft, the 2018 Summer All-Star Draft. We will see you guys later tonight with the semis results and in a few weeks with the All-Star game.